I do want to make a quick note here about a couple of different types of convergence. So we're typically just interested if something converges, but we can be a little bit more detailed about how it converges. So there's this idea of absolute convergence versus conditional convergence. So it's kind of what it sounds like. It invokes the absolute value. Okay. So we say that a series from n equals 1 to infinity of a sub n absolutely converges if n equals 1 to infinity of the absolute value of a sub n converges. Okay. So this is a stronger statement, okay? Because absolute convergence implies convergence. Okay, meaning that if something absolutely converges, it also just converges. Okay, so this is a little bit stronger than regular convergence. So this is important because a lot of different theorems that you run into in different areas of math will have this as a condition, that the series must absolutely converge, not just that it converges in general. So we definitely want to make that distinction. And, this basically just means you get rid of the negative part of it, right? You just consider the positive terms and look at if that series converges. So the easy counterexample here is like, negative 1 over n to the n over n. We know that this converges, but does not absolutely converge. Right? Because n equals 1 to infinity of the absolute value of this would be equal to just the positive part of this, so it would just be equal to 1 over n diverges. Okay. So convergence does not imply absolute convergence, but absolute convergence does imply convergence. So absolute convergence is a bit stronger. So it's oftentimes what we're looking for. Okay. So just the last note here, if something converges, I guess I don't know why I'm saying something, if a series converges but does not absolutely converge, we say it is conditionally convergent. Okay, so if something like the one we just saw right here, if it does converge but it does not absolutely converge, we say it's conditionally convergent, right? So we can kind of break convergence itself into two distinct categories: absolute convergence versus conditional convergence, and absolute convergence is much stronger.